Alright, and we should be live. Now, yesterday we were sort of working on this, but uh, we need to do a couple things here. Hey Fawn, hey Draco, how are you guys doing? Alright, that worked out. How are you guys? Everything good? That's good. Alright, good stuff. And a part of me actually wants to redo this the color, or like the angles that I'm working with here. So just recolor the entire thing gold and then do the thing again. Well, fun. I guess that is, well, it's Monday tomorrow, so supposedly that seems pretty regular, doesn't it? Mm. Wait, can I? Nah. Alright, we'll just try real quick to recolor this entire thing again. Okay, so I'm not quite sure I like the way it looks and feels here. Hey, Meltdown, welcome. So essentially, I'm just recoloring all of this to make sure that, well, it looks that I can get like a better feel to all of this, because right now I feel like it's sort of awkward. You downloaded Genshin Impact. Well, it's supposed to be a pretty decent game. I've never actually played it myself. But I hear a lot of good things about it, so, I mean... I guess that's pretty good. Slowly but surely we should get to a point where this will start looking a little bit more put together. Wait, what color is this? Ah, okay, so that's on the bottom color. Oh, it didn't get this. I figured it would. Ah, that's kind of annoying. Okay. I don't know. That's a good question, maybe. Alright, so mask. My brush really wasn't big enough. Well, instead of that then, hey Green, how are you, man? It's been a wee while. Making sure that all of this is absolutely covered. No. I'm recoloring the dragon. It's just easier with gold. Like, because I didn't like the line that we currently have running here. I'm not a big fan of it, so I'm sort of. There's no way. Alright, that's just, oh, good. Because yeah, there is I'm not gonna bother filling this in with gold. That would be an absolutely terrible task. So gold is just what I use for a base color on this. So I can quickly run it over. Keisha? Okay. And And I just want to make sure that it's more or less solid before we start working on it. Alright. So let's mask the light gray concrete. Does that go through as it's supposed to? Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, light gray. Let's just get rid of the wall too while we're at it. Slowly making sure that this thing turns into the right color. Hey Somplex, welcome man. Been a wee while with you too. So there's two people that I haven't seen in a while coming back today. That's nice. How have you guys been? Everything good? And it looks like we're back to the color being full. I missed a basalt click here, it would seem. Oop. That one is called Verdant. No, that's the green one. Pearl-descent. Pearl-descent. Okay. Alright, so now we can recolor this thing. As we're supposed to. Shaders off, sure. Well, we are sort of doing a big dragon here. Although I quite a lot like it more with shaders. So essentially the thing that I had going on here is that I wasn't quite pleased with the way I had previously made the skin come around. So essentially I'm just gonna fix that. So we're just gonna mask gold. And we're gonna go, well, actually BR sphere gold 12. Mask gold. That's it. Material. Let's just say white wool for a is that enough? No, I don't think it is. How big did I set it? 12. Let's try 13. No. Let's try 15. Yes, okay, so that's perfect. Size. Alright, so now we can start coloring this in as it's supposed to. So we're going to say material. And I still want this to consist of about 40% gray concrete. I then want an additional 12% smooth basalt, I think actually. I want 12% cyan terracotta. I want 12% um 12% smooth basalt, cyan, blackstone, I guess, but we're gonna go with the polished blackstone. And we have 1, 2, 3, 12%. Let's just get the blocks in hand that I want to use for this. So basalt, smooth basalt. I want to use cyan terracotta. Oh, right, the wool of course too. Polished blackstone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what else did I have in there? Smooth. Gray wool. And 12% something else. What should our last block be in that? Acacia? Like a lighter tone? Sure. Acacia wood. Alright. So now we're just gonna start setting this all the way up from up here. Mask gold block. Well. Let's just switch these. I apparently somehow missed. There we go. Because I do want the stomach to be visible there. There might be still a little bit too much stomach, so I might come back with like a smaller brush to really incentivize a better stance on it. So the question is whether or not I like this more. Than I did the other side. I'm probably gonna come back with a gold brush to touch that up. But let's just take a look at this. I think that's better, although I'm not quite sure about that bit, but I do quite like how that looks over there on that side. Nah, I do like that quite a bit. It coming around like that. Alright, so now we're just gonna come through with a smaller brush, BR Sphere Gold 5 maybe? And now I should be able to come through and try and make this feel a little bit more smooth. Like give it a better transition on all sides. Cleaning up the edges just a little bit. So we don't have like some radical corners onto it. But yeah, the coloring goes so much quicker now. Alright, see you later, fun. Thank you for joining in though. Undo. 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 Mm. It's good you're not good. Dead meltdown. That's good for all of us. All right. I might just. Come in and touch up on that at a later point. Because now we're gonna have to fix this side. Well, those last two brush strokes too big? No, they're good actually. But yeah, let's get that in there. Do you think that's necessary there? That's too big. That means I need to make it come in a little bit more here. Maybe something along the lines of that. Well, I tried putting on a little bit of music today, although I'm not really sure about this playlist. I think we're gonna go back to this one. We like that one more. Alright, so now I just gotta call in the stomach. So let's get the perfect blocks for it. So first we're gonna get the concrete, the base block, which is gonna be the light gray terracotta. Sorry, concrete. We're then gonna put in some light gray wool too. Some acacia, some stone, some basalt, and for the last block, what do we want to use there? I could use a polished andesite. I think we're gonna put that into question now. It might not be the right sort of block. Mycelium. Sounds like a pain getting a lot of it. We could also use tough for something that's a little bit more structured. Which means we're gonna have two cleanish blocks and then a lot of structure box. Yeah, I think that's fair. So, material. 40% light, gray, light, gray, concrete. 12% stone. 12% light gray wool. 12% acacia wood. 12% basalt. And 12% tuff. Alright. Well, I might as well set the brush size for something huge. So we're just gonna go 15. This mask gold block. There we go. So now that I come through on this, this should be a fairly quick task. Of course, we're gonna do the same trick where we have the fork lights on the stomach, or dividing the stomach part and the back scales, because I just think that adds a lot of life into it. Okay. Because I think, like, that looks to be a good blend, I think, of colors, doesn't it? Well, I mean, as long as you don't abuse it, I'm not gonna change it. However, instead of the pearlescent, I might actually go for a ochre instead. Like, I think that might be nicer. Hey, Arsra, welcome. Wait, hold on. Hasn't it always been? Well, it's 120 FPS whenever we're in this world, since there's a lot less entities sort of cramming it. A lot less hoppers that my game has to check at all times. And we're just trying out with a new color here on the... on the frog lights. Like, that's always an easy change though, if like it looks better with the other ones. I'll just change that around. But for now, I really want to try and stick to maybe like a slightly lighter variant. Because I think if we're going with red here on the whiskers, and stuff, so this is what we got so far. The reason why I don't use Axiom, and the reason why I've been reluctant to use World Edit even, as I'm using right now, it's actually quite a simple one. I don't trust myself around them because I'm about to do something that's gonna take probably around, like, this build in itself is only possible because of World Edit. I wouldn't have done it this big had I not had World Edit. And if I get Axiom, it's easier making even bigger things. And in a second, I'm gonna do something to this dragon that's, first of all, really gonna bring it to life. But second of all, is roughly also gonna take 50 to 60 hours placing in once we get into a survival world. And I'm not particularly excited about that idea. Well, I'm excited about how that's gonna look. I can't say that I'm excited about the idea of doing it, you know. So, to avoid that, I've sworn off Axiom. At least for now. Like, who knows? Maybe down the road we'll dive deep into the rabbit hole. And just go, alright, it doesn't matter if it takes 100 hours to make a build in the hardcore world. I want it to look like that. But right now, when I have sort of a choice, where I feel like I have a choice, I don't want to be spending hundreds of hours on every build. While that would end up making the hardcore world look absolutely astoundingly nice, I think it is a little bit much of an overkill. Gotta make sure that this line is somewhat clean. Because it is one of those things that are gonna tie the entire thing together. This was a lot easier before I hollowed it out, for sure, though. Because like the double click thing doesn't always work. But yeah, I think the yellow is gonna be like a nice addition to it. This, I think it's actually going to take surprisingly short amount of time. I think it's going to take about 20 years. 20, short time, 20 years, yeah. 20 hours to build. As far as block gathering, that's a completely different story, though, I think. That is probably gonna take at least. Hmm, hmm, how long do we take? I think this is gonna take to gather all the blocks. That's a good question, me. I guess I'll try and answer it at a different time then. Block gathering, surely it won't take much more than 25 hours. I think it's going to be a total of a 50-hour build-ish in the hardcore world. Like if I had to make a guess. Alright, see you later, Deco. Sorry I didn't spot it out before that. I hope you're not gone yet. But just sort of zoned in on this. Oh. We had a bit of gold left over there. I'm getting confused by that wall. And stone here. What's my favorite block? I guess I'm still gonna have to go with Prismarine. I know we haven't used it in the hardcore world yet, and that's because the only reason for that is that I don't have a Prismarine farm. However, that is coming up in the near future. At least that's the plan. I don't know, I just really like the way that it sort of pulses between colors. Like, Mm. Well, can we even see it in here? We might be able to. Well, I don't know. But I like that it goes from this bluish here into almost a gray and then into almost a green. Like slowly but steadily this changes color, and that I think that's like a effect that we don't really have in enough of in Minecraft. So before it was clear blue, now it's sort of teal. And it sort of just slowly pulses through a lot of colors, and I really like that. Like, I think that's a brilliant concept, especially for something that belongs underwater. Oh, oops. Let's just fix that up, yeah? As I said, I'm very locked in right now, but I do occasionally look over into chat and... What the hell is going on? Oh, sorry, what's your favorite block? Hmm, hmm, that's a good question. If I had to guess, hmm, hmm. 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 Well, I think there are two answers to this question. I think you have a favorite generic uh, block, and then you have an actual favorite block. I would guess. And I think your favorite generic block is well, I'll just pull them out. Favorite generic block, actual favorite block. That would be my guess. These two. That one wasn't needed. Ah, did I just switch out my... I did. Oh well. Let's get this down. Seems like I needed to go in there. So do that. Like, that's the only thing about moving things, making the colors coil around. It's actually kind of difficult following them to a T here. If I was obscenely rich, let's just say this, in Minecraft that is, I would totally use netherite blocks for the scaling on this. But while I do have an intense dislike to making my builds, apparently, since, I mean, this is gonna be an absolute nightmare to build. I don't hate myself, which would be the only explanation to someone using netherite blocks in their builds. Okay, and now I essentially take that tip. Do I want to bring that further down? I think I might want to. And now we just bring it over, I guess. Until I can find the all the way up there. Okay. And the reason why we're doing this is essentially I want to have the tail part, or like the stomach part, move down here too. What's my favorite item? Well, that would have to be the totem. Just for the sheer fact that I wouldn't have my hardcore world without it. And I do so adore my hardcore world. The Trident was fun while it lasted, for sure, but I wouldn't, I don't know, I think I'd pick like a Silk Touch pickaxe afterwards, as my second favorite. Just because nothing sucks more than having to smelt cobblestone. Like, to me, that's almost the ultimate waste of resources, you know? So, it's sort of like, ugh, just thinking about it. So upsetting having to spend your good resources on that. Nah, I think there is better. I think we might try and do some launch stations for the Elytra soon, though, in the hardcore world. I think it would be nice to sort of have some of those, like instant speed where you just travel a couple of thousand blocks within a couple of seconds. Like, I think that would be quite nice. Sort of as a traveling method. So we don't have to go to through the nether every time. I sort of want to make a big connected world where that's not going to be necessary. A world that I can travel in, almost like a lore-rich world where it feels like civilization has been for hundreds of thousands of years, and that's sort of the end goal, I guess. It is gonna be a little bit of a short stream today, just heads up. As I'm going out to Mima today, and I sort of want to leave before it becomes pitch dark, you know? Well, it's not necessarily bad driving at night. It's, I need to go on a different path than that. Much better. Well, alright, and soon we'll start with the process that does make, like, even just the outlook of it does make me hate my life just a little bit. So there's gonna be that part of the build. But I think I did have to like change this out first to make this look as good as possible. As I can anyway. No, I'm cutting the stomach a little bit here. and we'll have to come back and well, might as well just do that now. Just fix it up a little bit as I try to get down to the line here as quick as possible. So the last dragon was about 80,000 was about 80,000 blocks. I wonder how big this one is. Does anyone have any guesses that we could a good guess that they think this is gonna be about this or this many blocks? So and so many, you know? The one that gets the closest gets a iridium ingot on the server. Now let's make it 10 just for like. So if you're interested in a iridium ingot on the server, or 10, when that's been set up again, now's your time to strike. How many blocks in total are gonna be in this build? And I just want to let you know we're not close to being done with it. There's still gonna be placed a lot, so if you wanna like save your guess for until afterwards, I totally get it. Alright. So, let's look. Yeah, I think that's much better movement on the body. It does feel more fluid, doesn't it? Let me just give you a hint. That dragon was 90,000 blocks. So, I mean, if you wanna guess off that, like, as a scale thing, then go ahead. But we're not anywhere near close to being done. Because we have to make a sphere gold blocks. I think we're gonna go with a 13. Then we're gonna say mask air. We're gonna go material. 20% light. Let's try with the red actually. But let's change these to 15. $15.45, so that means that this needs to be 55% air. No. Let's take these down to 10. Oops. 10. And this up to 70. And then go undo. Well, as I said, there's still gonna be a lot of blocks placed on this. So if you wanna save your guess for a wee while, I totally understand. And this is what sort of makes me cry. The thought of having to do this in survival. This particular bit here, though, is gonna be bad. But I think this is about where I want to make the brush size smaller. So, we're gonna go down to a 7. We want to mask air. There's gonna be a gold block here and there. we thicken it out. Making sure we cover pretty much all of the scaly bits. This is going to accomplish two things, or really three things, but two main things. It's going to add a bunch of feel to the dragon. That's one. Two, it's going to add a bunch of we're going to have like this incredible light source coming through it, with like when the light shines through the certain amounts of day, that's gonna bounce all around, all over the village, which I think is gonna look absolutely gorgeous. That being said, it is also gonna work as an effect for the dragon here, making him come hopefully even more to life than he already is with the snaking around, or like with the coiling of his body. But thirdly, it's also a way that we can add in shape to the head of him. There we go. That's the one we wanted to undo. There we go. I can't really help you with color blindness. Although it must be terrible to be colorblind. Well, we did, I actually did in the beginning imagine that this should be blue. Blue, purple, and magenta as the main colors. So, I mean, but since I made the beard sort of encompass these colors, I just wanted to check out what it would look like if we went all out on that color scheme. I don't know, that might feel a little bit I think we need more air in those. So let's just go remove near. Oh, is this? Okay. So I think I also want to stick with a smaller brush, but let's just get this in better. So let's try with a 5 instead of a 10. 515, so let's set this for 85% air. And then try again. And let's try and cover the entire body while we're at it. Because I'd rather come through and click more times than I want it to be overwhelming. Right? I want this to be more of an effect, not a full-on side project onto it. I don't want to throw away the dragon inside of the back effect. And sometimes less is more. Just sometimes. Meltdown, I would appreciate it if you don't comment on whether or not I'm gonna end stream soon. That's sort of up to me, and I haven't made any statements about ending it soon, so I'd rather that you didn't spread fake news, you know? Oh, still, it's sort of rubs me the wrong way. Well, you can do it with a question mark, or you can ask, because if you're just gonna say Joe ending stream, gonna end stream soon! Exclamation mark. That insinuates that I'm going to end the stream, not that you're asking about whether or not I'm going to end the stream. You know? I'm not gonna end the stream soon, don't worry. That's that's the point. Right? I don't want people to get the wrong idea. We're still gonna go for another hour and a half again, I guess. As I said, it is going to be sort of a short stream today, but we still have plenty of time to do a bunch of cool stuff. Okay. Let's just take a look at this. What does this feel like? Is that better than before? I think it is, but I think I need to go over the spine of the dragon and give it like an extra couple of clicks so it feels thicker. The middle here. I just have to be very aware of where I am when I do this. Okay, let's take a look. Give me a second. Mm. Thank you, Meltdown. Have a wonderful day, and you're probably right. You're probably right. Hmm. That does look impressive to a certain extent. Hmm. I can't help but to wonder whether it still just is better in blue. Because I think that gives off such a, like, a lot more of a mystic feel to it. Oh, we still have some red around here? Really? Huh. Okay, so we do have to fly around like this. And deal with all the yellow and red. This way. 2. Why does that look so orange? Because it is. Oh, I mean that makes good sense. Why does it look orange? Well, because it is orange. I don't mind actually having a little bit of red in there, but it should be a very tiny amount. Alright, let's check out whether or not the blue works better. I just think it does, doesn't it? It's probably something to do with the base of it, like the base color of it. Okay. Well, then we go back to sphere. And we're gonna do a 5. And we're gonna go slash mask air. We're gonna go slash material 5% blue stained glass pane, 5% magenta stained glass pane, 5% purple stained glass pane, and 5% light blue stained glass pane. Because that means we can come in on these areas like here, where how many percent do we have? 5, 10, 15, 20, so 80% air. Good to know, Draco. I'm happy you're not dead. Just gonna come through here on the obvious bits where it wasn't done thick enough, or doesn't go out to the edge, like right there, right here. Oh, right. Is it any good? Like a mate of mine really enjoyed it, but it seemed a little bit like I enjoy anime, don't get me wrong, but it did seem a little bit like just trying to be something that I don't particularly like, I guess. Gotta come through with this. Much better already. Let's just make sure everything up here is as it is supposed to be. And I think I just want to make sort of some spikes onto it now, like where it spikes up a little bit like it does here. So like random, I'll just click down onto it here, making it seem like it's a little bit less predictable. Joe. Why do you want me to say Joe? now for the sort of difficult part. I think that's good. The sort of difficult part here is sort of adorning the head. Hey, Kiwi. And what are you? let's take a quick look at this. All right. Let's fix up the face and teeth. Because, I mean, these turned real scuffed. Oh, wait, can I go just move near quartz slabs? Stairs. Neat. Like all these holes that have been created from rotating it slightly, we need to deal with one way or another. Just like filling in some of those gaps that have been created that aren't particularly useful for the build. Hmm. And I think I might try and switch these for... We have like a... maybe the black terracotta actually. We're gonna need a whole new set of farms for this. We're gonna need a concrete converter, for sure. We're gonna need a maybe something more akin to a wither rose farm, probably for like black dye. Oh wait, we already have that, don't we? So I don't need to worry about that bit. That's always something. Well, that doesn't sound particularly fun, for farming the same boss for 3 hours. I mean, I've done the same thing in different games, but I've never found it particularly enjoyable. I'm wrong. Well, if you find it enjoyable, then good for you. I mean, we don't have to agree on it, so it's just a personal preference. I think if you have to farm a boss over and over and over and over and over, you should have made that a material you can get some other way. I genuinely think that's the case. Well, it's still, I think, I think the concept of farming bosses, or the possibility of such, only arises because there's a need for it. And I think it's a sort of a dumb premise that you have to farm the hardest content of any given game. Like, that to me seems wrong. No, it's just sort of like, why would I? Like, yeah, for the amazing loot, but if that's the case, then why didn't you include that in into the, like, farmable objects, the things that we're supposed to be farming? And I think that's, I don't know, like, my game philosophy is bosses should be bosses and nothing more, nothing less. And they should always sort of be an enemy that you don't necessarily want to meet. Like, sure, they might have some cool drops, but it should always feel like an achievement winning over it. But as things are right now, for example, with Minecraft, right, we've made things that farm the warden just for, like, another useless block, and I think that's sort of wrong. Or borders to wrong anyway. Yeah, I think so. I'm not saying that bosses shouldn't drop good loot. I'm just saying, in my personal preference, I think they should be unfarmable. Like, to a certain degree anyway. You shouldn't be allowed to just kill the hardest content of the game 20 times a day. I think that's a... It might be somewhat of a hot take, but... I don't know, I just really dislike that sort of content. Oh, that feels flaky. Still feels flaky. Let's do the upper teeth while we're at it. So here. need to keep in mind that this is not straight. And I might have to do some funky shapes. What if I just try and make this come up like I did to the other one? I think I need to move it over one now. Yeah, that's gonna work as soon as we get the other teeth in here. I haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do here, but I'll get around to that eventually. Hey Reza, welcome. Today we're continuing the work on the dragon here a bit. We've done quite a bit so far. We sort of added in a little bit of the smoky effect to it. And now I'm sort of working on the teeth because that's what they were looking like before. When I rotated it, it tried to rotate the teeth with it, which didn't. Alright, I'm ready for some unique stuff. Let me hear it. The daily dose of unique stuff. I'm so ready, dude. Mm, ah. Uh, that sort of stuff I would very much appreciate if we just keep it PG, yeah? Uh, while my channel isn't necessarily set for PG, I do tend to try and keep it that way. Um, so if we could stay within those lines, I'd very much appreciate it. Hmm. All right, thank you. But I'll keep those in mind for now. Hey, LKT. LK, how are you? I'm having a stroke apparently. How are you doing, man? All right. I want to do something more to these eyes. It's just. Oh. How exactly am I gonna do that? I could get some red stained glass. Try and cover up the pupil a bit, just to give it more of a... Maybe not all the way though. Maybe just like above and under it. But let's also just try to move this one up. So maybe we do this. I don't know, that looks sort of obvious, doesn't it? What if we do this too? Yeah, that makes it less obvious that there's glass, but still pretty obvious when you get close. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We're sort of getting ready to pop this into the hardcore world. Like we made a couple of dragons on the way to this one, but I do feel like this one is the best so far. We're gonna drop the floor one down here for a couple of reasons, just so I don't have to do the glass there. I want to make it come closer to the eyeball and not be as obvious. That does, however, mean that I do have to make this come in here. There we go. Because like if I can see the glass touching the from like far away, then it's gonna be quite difficult to sort of cover up. Let's try and move this. Other than good. What have you been up to? Okay. I hope everything is good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move that one back. Doesn't look good. Have you been up to anything interesting? Ah, school and Christmas. Well, those are pretty good things. At least Christmas, I mean. Yeah, I still think I need to lift this one up. And let's just cover that one in glass. shouldn't really be super visible, but maybe just a little bit, which is enough. Oh yeah, that's nice. You like that? Okay. Hey, Frog. Yeah, we're on part 10 now. We've had to go through a lot of different dragon designs. Which, I mean, I could have done without this, having to do it multiple times. That one turned out pretty alright. But I think that's better. Like we had that one. Is it better now? I don't know. Like, does it pick it up better, or I hadn't noticed? So please do tell me if it feels better. So this was the other dragon that we had, which has a lot of its own issues. Welcome back, Fawn. But with this one, except for the fact that it's also quite a lot more grand, as in it's way bigger. I was sort of scared to check how many blocks are required for this. Ah well, homework is important, so you should make sure you get that done. Fun. Alright. Wait. Glow. Time to spawn prove it, at least to a certain degree. Which we're gonna do with glow lichen. I'm gonna have to come over this with the glow lichen too. Like, they're not gonna be in these exact spots. We're just gonna do that afterwards. But I do want this to give me sort of a hint towards how much glow lichen I'm gonna need. Because it do be very dark in the mouth here. Let me just catch up here. Yeah, you could do that for sure if you can keep your concentration up. And in regards to streaming on Twitch, I won't. It's pretty simple. Twitch treats their streamers like shit, so I mean, I'm not too I'm not fond of the way they treat their streamers, and therefore I refuse to participate in it. Not that, like, I would necessarily get treated badly, but it's like, it's a pretty bad streaming platform overall. Like, it's, it's good if you want to make money right here, right now, but I'm not in it to make the money, right? So, plus the Twitch algorithm is pretty bad at separating. So even if I say, alright, I want to speak English, I want to stream to exclusively English people, it's going to struggle to recommend me to English people because I'm going to set my signal comes from Denmark. And I'm going to set my nationality as Danish. Making it... Oh, that's something I hadn't realized that would happen. Well, we'll do all the class afterwards then. After we got the base shape in. Oh no. I just gotta light this up a little bit to make sure that this doesn't just become a mob spawner. Like an impromptu mob spawner filled with glass and weird stuff. We don't want that happening. Oh, there's a couple of spots that are far enough away. Like, there's gonna be a few spots in here that I'm gonna be missing, but that's fine. Like, I'm not spawn proving it to make it 100% secure, because we're not gonna be in here. And if we are, I can always do that. I'm just spawn proving it to like a minimum degree, so that there's that we don't start lagging out because there's a million glass panes and 2 million mobs inside of it. I think that's more or less the goal with this placement here. But it sure is a pain that it's in here too, the glass. Ah, did you get my pun? A pain, because it's glass panes. That was unintentional. I just found it funny afterwards. Okay, we're gonna go out here. And then we're gonna get on with the glow lichen onto the entirety of this dragon to give it a little bit of its own glow. Except I might get some shroom lights onto, oh, I do have shroom lights on my inventory. Onto this. Okay, and then we can start with glow lichen. I wish we could do this with world edit. Wait, let me just search up whether there's a yeah, I think you're overall right, Frog. At least, like, according to what I've heard and what I feel. World edit placing glow lichen. Ah. Yeah, well, it recommends this. Well, let's just try and get a new shovel. Just try it out for old time's sake. Brush. Let's just see. Snow. What about is it because it's unable to set it on that? Yeah, it is. Well, it's cool and all. I want that to be glow lichen essentially instead. Nice brush. Yes. Is there any other sphere? Glow lichen 5. Because what I'm afraid is gonna happen when I do that, yep, undo, mask air. It's just that it's not actually gonna connect, it's just gonna sit there as spheroids or as like full blocks. And that's not what we want. I just want them to sit on it. Brush. What does forest do? That's actually pretty cool. But not quite what I was looking for. Do you guys know of a way to do it that's not by hand? I might have. I barely noticed frog. If I did. I guess we're just gonna have to do it by hand. It's like it's not the end of the world. It's just I don't know. I would have preferred not to. Excuse you. Not that mobs are gonna have much opportunity to spawn onto this, but as well, it's gonna be far, far in the sky most of the time, but wait, I don't need that. I can just do this, right? Yeah, I know. Bedrock makes it more difficult, or it's more difficult on Bedrock for sure. Let's just do it by going over this 3 times. Like one in the middle, one that's running next to the lights, and then one that runs between, and one next to the other lights. I guess it's the best way for me to keep track of where I've been with this. World edit, like, it's crazy how quick I got used to like having world edit just at my disposal, I think. One moment. Me mum is calling. Be right back. Sorry, I'm back. This is just had. Oh, that stops it. Huh. Well, in that case. Well, I mean, Java is superior. Let's not lie to you. Java is better than Bedrock, but in my own personal opinion. But that being said, Bedrock is pretty good too. Like, Minecraft is overall just a solid game no matter what sort of version you're running. already been there. Alright, and now we just do the stomach of it. So if I don't immediately see a bunch of glow lichen, I know I haven't been here. Plus this is also going to work as like slight spawn proving. Just to like the belly here. Where it's going to be the most obvious if mobs are sort of walking around. Like it's going to be a lot harder to see mobs that walk around here on the top, because most of the time there's going to be our glass effect there, which also takes up a lot of spawn spots, so I'm not really too worried about that bit. And we're also just gonna go down over this towards the tail to give it a little bit of its own glow. I think I'm also gonna come through with some pearlescent lights inside of this. Oh, and hey Aaron, so sorry. Mum called and I completely forgot to say hi to you. After that, my bad, my bad. We're just gonna chuck this in every now and then for like a added amount of light. Let's not jump down there. A little bit extra coolness to it. Also, it's gonna work as a slight spawn proof, though it's not gonna be a bunch, it's gonna offer up. Hard to walk around in here, for sure. Let's put that frog light there. Ah, we end up here. That's fine. That's actually more than fine, it's nicer flying. Oh, right. I never corrected that, did I? Yeet. Breaking a pane or two is probably not gonna destroy the build, but I'm trying not to. But I'm not gonna place them down if I do end up breaking one or two. But I do think that this build might just become the end of my sanity. Like, if I am not checked into a mental hospital after this, due to just insanity and sporadic laughing and hearing voices of the glass panes, I will be quite surprised. Yeah, mods are sort of what makes Java feel so much better than Bedrock for sure. Or at least a large portion of it. And like, I also think that they just care more about Java. At least it feels like a lot of the bug fixes on Bedrock are for things that that once upon a time were a bug in Java, but they were fixed ages ago because it was unhealthy for the game, and somehow they managed to pull off the exact same bug in Bedrock. So either it's two different teams working on it, or they just don't really care. Which, I mean, it could be either. Yeah, exactly. Alright. And does the stomach work? Do I have enough glow lichen on it? I reckon that I do. Alright, let's get a stick and see just how much I'm gonna regret my life and all my choices. Can I go like push, fill, stone? That's one block. And that's the other. Oh, I can move that up a little bit. A little bit more. Ah, down. Am I spared of these leaves? I am. Do I have everything here? I do. Is it far enough to the side? It is not. What about to this side? It is. Nice. So I only need to bring it out to there. Perfect. Okay, okay. So do we have any guesses on how much material this is gonna be? No way. Oh wait, that's block volume. Oh. But it is twice the size of the other. Oh no. Oh, fuck me, how much is that? 12 double chests of purple stain glass. Oh, wait, so 8, 19. Oh, sorry, 7, 15, 26, 38 double chests of stained glass. Like, the other materials are actually rather doable. Like, fuck the lanterns, they don't matter. The diamond blocks doesn't matter. These don't matter. The redstone blocks doesn't matter. Amethyst doesn't matter either. So like a lot of the glasses I don't need, except for this stained ones. No. Well, I have a sand duper, so I guess. But we'll have to remake that one, because I think the obsidian farm is actually in the way. But. Hmm. Okay, so this is the copy version. We're gonna edit it and call it Dragon Test. Still the copy version? Yes. Alright. Because we are going to test whether or not... I don't know why the game broke so much. Sheesh. Sheesh. This is a test world, so all of this is all good, fine. Stick. Because I want to see a sand duper or well, I guess a sand duper. You could technically throw it into an auto smelter right away, and then have that sort of work out, I guess. Oh right, I need to go way down. Okay, have I gone far enough down though? That's the question. Is it being cut off right now? Yes, it is being cut off. Okay, so we're just gonna continue. We're gonna say 150. That might have been a mistake. Okay. We're then gonna try and move him into position. Ah, right. Let's also just set this for a singular layer. To about here. Because then it's a lot easier on my game. Moving these blocks. Need to move this one to the side. And another one to the side. So now that should be in the middle, good. Okay. Oh, that's something I had not thought about. Wait, why does that seem like it's... I did mold it the first time around with that around, so... Okay, that's getting kind of close to where it's supposed to be. And there is a little bit of distance between the dragon now and the... No, there's not. Let's try and move it a few more blocks. Okay, between dragon and island. Good. Oh my god, it's so laggy. Trying to load in the schematic. Okay, that's all good. So what would this look like? Oh my fucking god. Oh, that's fucking wild. I like that so much better than the last one. Yeah, that's... actually just incredible, isn't it? Well, I mean, now we have to build it, don't we? Oh, that's unreal. Right, let's just try and set time, set day. So that's what it would look like during the daytime. Which is still pretty darn good. Oh, something I hadn't considered. What happens down here? I just... No, that's okay. That's actually okay. I don't mind it coming close to the temple. I don't mind that at all. But that should also make this darker in here. Oh yeah, it does. Like when you're in here, you barely realize that there's a dragon. But then... boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's... actually just so good. Like standing here, it looks good too. This is where it looked really goofy from before. Like the only thing that might be a little bit weird is how thin the neck is, but I think I can live with that. Well, that's what we're about to do. It's gonna take we're not, this is not gonna get done before day 2000. I can tell you that much. I can tell you that much. What does it feel like when you're on top of the island? And I mean, there's a little bit of extra mess in here. Like that's, all of this is gonna, I'm not gonna make all of this, like, because we have that there. But what does it feel like when you're up here? Oh my, that's actually also super cool. And we might save a little bit on the glass over here. Or I could also add in, I don't know, some blue flames over here. So like use some soul soil, light that on fire here where it's sort of touching. Holy moly. Alright. Oh yeah, the design process would have taken so much longer. without welded it. It's wild how good it looks from down here, though. Like, that really surprises me. I wonder whether the world is going to get like a purple shine all over when it comes through all of the glass here, the sunlight. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Like, I just have to build this. I'm sure, I'm not sure it's talent. I think it's just, well, had I tried to make that thing, on the very first day, like, of the hardcore series, I wouldn't have been able to. I think, like, making everything in this hardcore world here has slowly been building into actually being able to execute that. Like, I've improved a lot as a builder. Like, I've always been sort of decent at houses, but even my house style has improved quite a bit. Like, this simple tiny house here, for example. I think it's really, really nice just having that. Like, it has a shape to it all throughout the build, which sort of amazes me. And this one down here, while it's just like a regular house here, like in shape, the windows and everything, and considering it all was freestyled and not pre-planned, it got really good. And the fact that I found that house online, but was unable to find a schematic for it, or at least a free one. Just looking at it, having to trace that onto, well, you know, Creative World, try to rebuild it block for block, helped a lot in sort of getting inspiration, or rather, moving from a picture to more of a real life build. And then of course we have the skull. I think it took me 10-12 hours to just do the human skull, the base skull. Wait, I've never noticed there's a hole here? We are fixing that immediately. I'm already missing my dragon. Alright, well, I mean, I guess that just means we have to make it. Like, it felt right at home right there, so. I guess I would never have noticed it, because, like, we've never been in the eye here. But, yeah, that's... Hey, Pickle! Oh. How are you, Pickle? Yeah, yeah, don't worry about it. I figured you were probably busy with something. But that's good, man. That's really good. This is just the design we ended up with for the dragon that we're gonna be popping into the world. Mm. If you're wondering, it's well, roughly 200,000 blocks. Oh, well, I guess we can actually minus about 10,000 because uh, right, since I tried to use snow. Ah, since there's quite a lot of glass panes that made it quite a lot of glass panes that made it in here. Uh, and that's probably gonna add up to what, about 10,000. All right, but what do you think, Peel? Like overall of the dragon here? Well, I'm gonna end the stream soon though. But overall, you can also see it in the world. We haven't put it into the actual hardcore world, but we had to have like made a replica world here for it. What are you on about? I actually think this is pretty decent. I actually think this is pretty decent. And unlike the other one, it doesn't look super scuffed from down here. The only thing I'd like really nitpick on is the neck might be a little bit thin. But like even from down here, it looks pretty decent. And if right, I need to even during the night time, it looks pretty darn awesome, I think. Alright, see you later, Pickle. Alright. Well, let's first of all take a couple screenshots of it, just so I have something to post into the Discord. Let's do one from inside the skull's eye, just oh, and I love that that actually looks sort of evil, doesn't it? That little bit of eye you got in there. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a good dragon, you know. It's supposed to be a good one. It's not supposed to be the humanity-ending kind of dragon. It's supposed to be the protector, the guardian of this village. The creature that helped the wizard. Oh my fucking god, with the aurora above us. My god, that's... We're just gonna fly up a little so it looks as it's... Feels like as if it's looking at us. And I'm gonna get a last screenshot without the lollipop in the way. I might actually have to remove the lollipop at some point. Okay, I think that's enough screenshots for now. Where did they go? Where do screenshots go? There we go. Okay, open up another folder. Give me just a second, I gotta... new folder. Dragon 2.0. So grab all of these, drag them in there instead. Grab these in here. Like let's try and compare a little bit here. This was the old dragon. Well, it did look alright to a certain degree. I don't think it has anything on that. Yeah, it would be. It would be, but... Whew! Alright, well, I also want a couple of shots from the design world, just because, I mean... And just a singular shot of all the prep or all the attempts we had. Alright, fun. Alright. And maybe like a last screenshot from when you're like standing on top of its head pretty much, or next to its head. Guys, I actually really like this view here. Let's just stand right here. Alright, fun. Have a good one. I'm also gonna end up stream real soon, so actually let's end stream here. And then tomorrow we will start gathering all the things needed for it. So, thank you so much for watching. I had a blast of a time. Absolutely wonderful. And thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Cheerio. Joe out.